Walter, Pepper and Chili, Lavinia, Billy Idol, Mahooty, Stevie Wonder, Opus, Lolly, Top Hat. Right now, I think I have about 36 turtles. I'm Lori Kramer. I'm the Turtle Lady of Manhattan. I'm the only wildlife rehabilitator in the city that works just specifically with turtles. I rehab turtles in an apartment in New York City. Bringing turtles into the country illegally has become big business. I get turtles from the Department of Environmental Conservation, the U.S. Fish and Wildlife, the urban park rangers, even by policemen. Last summer, I had 680 baby turtles that were brought here from the Department of Environmental Conservation. It's overwhelming to have a large amount of turtles in a New York City apartment. I promised my husband a bathroom and a bedroom without turtles. The back bathroom is where we take our showers, and it's a people bathroom. If I lived outside the city and I had a yard, I probably would be rehabilitating all kinds of wild animals. But here in Manhattan, turtles are perfect. When I was a child, there was no place for women in vet school, but somehow things come full circle. I'm a turtle nurse. That's basically it. I think that I get good turtle points in heaven.
There are countless Chinatowns all over the world, and New York boasts one of the most famous, full of cheap produce, fish markets, and of course, a plethora of Chinese food. But if you hop on the 1 train, take it to the Upper West Side, you'll find a Chinese restaurant like no other, where half the menu is something else.
Chuleta, chicharrones,
ropa vieja,
tostones,
arroz y frijol.
This is La Caridad 78, New York's last Cuban Chinese restaurant.
comida china y criolla.
Criolla.
How did this unlikely culinary duo come to be? That's a great question. Enter Sam Lee.
Sorry, with my wife. When my father came over here, he started his own restaurant with Cuban spices and also the Chinese food mixed together.
Hundreds of thousands of Chinese came to Cuba in the 19th and early 20th century, establishing a strong presence on the island. But when Castro came to power, most Chinese immigrants like Sam's father left, many of them coming to the US. And thus, Cuban Chinese food was born.
I would say La Calidad restaurant is not a restaurant. It's a kitchen for Upper West Siders. We have oxtail, ropa vieja, which is like a shredded beef. At the same time, we serve Chinese food. Either cooked from, mainly from China, and they learn the trade when they got here, and they become very good.
So are there any Cuban-born workers left?
I still have one Cuban worker working for me.
Me tienen haciendo a mí comiendo mierda aquí. My name is Antonio Wong. I work in the Calidad. I started in 1986. I'm born in Havana, Cuba in 1951. I'm the last Cuban working in the restaurant.
While Cuban Chinese culture is fading, La Caridad is a snapshot of a strange moment in time where two vastly different cultures merged together.
The Cuban Chinese people getting older, and they don't have any younger people to take over. I myself feel like I owe my father, who started this restaurant, so I want to try to make sure that I carry on the tradition for him.
Pop quiz, hotshot. You're in Harlem and you're at this building. You go through the door, enter the security code, take the elevator to the 3rd floor, knock on this door where Rudy greets you.
Hi, and welcome.
You make your way into a packed apartment and try to find a seat. What do you get? You get a live jazz performance like no other. Every Sunday, Marjorie Elliott and her son Rudell Dreers open the doors to their apartment for people to come and listen to jazz music.
We decided to use our apartment because we can do what we want here. It's just a matter of this is home. So everybody who walks through that door, we treat as family.
And it's a pretty big family. The concerts are so popular that if you're not on time, finding a seat can be a little tricky.
We fill up the living room, the kitchen, the hallway. People will stand out taking videos. It's pretty much like that every Sunday now. You know, it's like it's jam-packed.
The jazz concerts began in 1993 after Rudell's brother Phil passed away.
Well, my brother passed away on a Sunday, and Mommy had the great idea to honor him with concerts on Sundays. You know, when you play music, you just get all your angst out, and it's just a healing feeling. So I think her thing was, you know, what better way to honor him than with a concert? And we've been blessed to never have missed a Sunday.
With their commitment and consistency to play every Sunday, the concerts are now considered legendary in Harlem, attracting audiences from all over the world. Hey Rudell, do you mind if we ask some of the audience members where they came from?
Of course.
I'm from Germany,
France,
Australia, Colombia.
That's pretty cool.
I think once we started, it just took on a life force of its own. Sometimes people come and they don't know what they're going to expect. You know, it's like ring a bell and get free jazz. And then once they get here and they have that experience, it's kind of something they won't forget. For some people, this is their church. People come here and they feel renewed. And we feel renewed. And you never know who you're going to touch out there. So if you're putting out good energy, it's going to work.
A bird in New York City doesn't have it easy. Whether it's flying into a building, a car, a bicycle, dogs, pollution, lead poisoning. This is not nature's natural course. We have interfered with it. My name is Rita McMahon, and I'm the co-founder and director of the Wild Bird Fund, New York City's one and only wildlife rehabilitation center. We take in birds that anyone has found, and we do our best to make it whole so that it can go back to the wild. The atmosphere at the Wild Bird Fund is something of a three-ring circus. There's the ISO room, the waterfowl room, reception area, and downstairs is a whole nother thing. There are a couple of hundred birds down there. They may be flying around in the air as people are scurrying around, cleaning the cages, giving them meds, and feeding them. We deal with 135 different species. This past week, we had a Canada goose, 7 kestrels, a rowdy bunch of juvenile herring gulls. This year, 2016, we will treat well over 4,000 birds. By being in New York City, where the animal is found, we are able to save many more animals. They would die before they could get help in another state or another county. People can come to you via subway or bus, and they can get the animal to you faster. It's exciting. You never really know who's going to walk through that door or what they're holding in that box.
I was at my store and I saw the pigeon. I saw that he was like bleeding on the floor, like pretty bad. I didn't even know that they took in pigeons. It's okay.
Any animal that is picked up is in really bad shape. 50% will die or are euthanized. If we can reduce the suffering, that's a good thing too. But 50% go free. When the bird's better, you try to return it to where it came. If it's an adult bird, it might have family, friends, it knows where to live. The migratory birds, they're just passing through. You're really just trying to put them in a safe place so that they can continue their journey.
People tell me that New York can be the best place in the world, the most social place in the world, but it can also be the loneliest place in the world as well. The goal of this supper club is to bring people together. My name is Vincent Wu, and I am known for running a supper club called Mr. Jones Supper Club. Yeah, I'm gonna get the scallops in the basement of my apartment. Chives? Yeah. And a small basket of the shallots. Sure. It started when I got here about 3 years ago. I didn't know anyone, and I missed getting together around the kitchen with friends and eating, and so I started with acquaintances, and then one thing led to another, and it sort of blew up. I only do it 2 times a month, but the demand is over 2-3 years now, and that's rounding down. Guests do not have to pay to come. You pay whatever you feel like at the end of the night, based on how much they enjoy the experience and how much they can afford. I'm not formally trained in cooking. Let's say YouTube is probably my teacher. Every month in Mr. Jones, there's no menus ever the same. Last Saturday, we started off with some burrata, and then it was accompanied by tuna tartare and topped with fried lotus root chips. Then we had scallop crudo. It also had a lot of Asian flavors as well. Then we had the mushroom on mushroom on mushroom, which is like big, chunky maitake mushroom baked in the oven. I love doing this. I definitely have made friends from it. People have definitely made friends with each other from it as well. My first time, finding long lost people together. I think it's a good way just to stop and get people to be present sometimes with people without phones and just talk and get to know someone.